Yay! New parcel just arrived from Japan. And hey, what do we have here? Handle with care. So, oops. So, one of you apparently commented in my Facebook page asking for a kick test. So let's begin with a yeet test. If there's a second time, there would be a third time, right? Yeah, there you go. Let's get unboxing with this Nendoroid Aisaka Taiga. Hi and welcome back to the channel. I'm Steven. Today with a figure unboxing video, and this is related to the latest drama involving Good Smile Company's new Nendoroid box design, where a lot of you are unhappy about for rather legit reasons. I'm just as curious as you are, so I have taken the liberty to buy one of these Nendoroid Taiga 2.0 myself. I purchased it from Hobby Link Japan, as you can see, which is an affiliate partner of this channel. Last unit in stock, by the way, and I went for DHL, which is like 3,000 yen to ship this thing. One single Nendo from Japan to Malaysia, but I don't care that much. Okay, obviously, handle with care, which I did not do as you saw in the starting part of this video, because the purpose of today's video is to answer your questions, which I have collected over the past 5 days or so. Alright, so let's get started with figure unboxing. The whole reason why I kicked and tossed the box around earlier was to simulate what happens during shipping, right? But personally, I had the courage to do all that because I'm not too worried, to be honest with you guys, right? Okay, so here we are. Oh, wow. Okay. So, there are no protective styrofoam of any kind. HLJ just stuck the box to the back of this cardboard over here, which is actually a good way, right? This is a very good way of packaging any anime figure, because the most important thing you should do in shipping any figure is to immobilize the box so that it does not move around. It is less likely to take any damage that way. Okay, wow, this is really small. Look at how tiny this thing is. This is so small. Okay, so for comparison, this is the old Nendoroid box from like 10 or 12 years ago. This is the most recent box before any changes were made, and you see how much the size has shrunken in the latest version. Hopefully that translates into cheaper shipping cost, right? Okay, I am not going to throw these two boxes around because it is not a realistic thing to do. For example, these two are not in shipping carton boxes. When your figures are being shipped out from your favorite Japanese websites, they are sitting inside a carton box. So when you do a drop test or you throw a box around, obviously it needs to be inside a carton box. Alright, so back to this Taiga box over here. As you can see, I abused my box earlier, but this is turning out fine. Not a single sign of damage over here. Which is why I had the courage to toss my box earlier, because I was confident it wouldn't take any damage. So, all of the complaints I've been reading online on the concern on the durability of the new box, I believe it is a little bit over-exaggerated. Yeah, that is what I believe. Okay, let's go on and open up this box right here. Okay, so this is very similar to action camera boxes, for example. There are several compartments, separate compartments inside, and this is actually a good thing, you see. The reason why they are split into several small boxes is because of structural integrity. Imagine it is one single big box with styrofoam inside. That would be a lot worse in terms of durability, right? So when you have multiple small boxes inside, all these, they are a little bit similar to a brick wall, you know. So this actually strengthens the durability of the box when it comes to the concern over how durable the box is. Okay, so let me bring it out. Oh wow, oh okay, once again, let me repeat what I just did. Right. And one last section. All right, so that's all. It's actually a lot more rigid than I expected, to be honest. Okay, so this is the main Nendoroid. And one of you have asked, are there plastic films in between movable parts? The answer is yes. Yeah, we do have plastic films inserted between the neck joints and so on. Plastic films in between every movable part to prevent paint transfer once again. So this is all good in my opinion. So far, all of the part fittings, they feel good. They feel just nice, like none of the parts are overly loose or tight. And this must be the base. Oh yeah, this is the base. There is so much empty space inside here, so I thought something was wrong, but no, not. This is normal. Okay, this is kind of sucky, I have to be honest with you guys. But these are also the kind of parts where I don't see how it would become broken or displaced in any way. So what do you think about this kind of packaging? Let me know down in the comments below. To me, I think this is a matter of product presentation, which in a negative way, this feels like price figure packaging. You know, when you buy price figures and then they are sealed in plastic packets, it is exactly like this when you buy price figures by any brand. So in terms of product presentation, this is not very nice. But in terms of whether parts will become missing or damaged, well, damaged, I think it is quite unlikely, to be honest. Right, one thing to note is that I bought the regular version of Nendoroid Taiga. There is a limited edition, which you can get only in Good Smile online shop if I'm not mistaken. And you get an extra base, that is the online exclusive version, which I did not bother with because I'm not exactly an avid Nendoroid collector, so I don't see a point on spending extra for the limited edition. I don't really know what to say about this base, man. It is thinner than before. So this is the new base right here. Is the base supposed to go the other way around? Like this? No. I'm confused. I am confused right now. I'm lost, guys. I'm lost. Oh, okay. Okay. You see, I'm not a big fan of the new base design over here. Apparently, the Nendoroid is placed forward to the front. As you can see, because of her hair getting in the way, so I have to plug the stand this way and the whole Nendoroid is in front. I was going for the Nendoroid standing exactly in the middle of the base and I was wrong, which is why it took me so long to put this Nendoroid together. And that is all for the figure unboxing process of this Nendoroid Aisaka Taiga 2.0. And my current impressions, my early impressions is that I have mixed feelings about it. Some positive ones, but some negative ones as well, just like most of you. And I am going to read out every comment or question you guys have asked me over the past few days. For reference, this is the most recent Nendoroid box before any changes have been made. Yep. So there we go. And the older one is a lot bigger, as you can see. Okay. The first one here from YouTube post by Miguel Angel Ramirez. You just can't beat the window package, honestly. The new box looks like something you would find on AliExpress. Okay. First thing first, AliExpress is not too different from Taobao. You can find both genuine and bootleg items. The only difference being whether you can differentiate between the two, whether the seller is selling the real deal or not, right? Is this like a bootleg box? My answer is no. Because the print quality, especially on bootleg boxes, are almost always inferior. The print quality, yes. So if you have two boxes side by side, a genuine one and a bootleg one, you look at the print quality carefully, you will be able to tell the difference. That is very important. My opinion on this box, it feels like a Gashapan box or a price figure box. Is that a good thing? Obviously not. This is a big downgrade from this previous box over here in terms of product presentation. I don't think it is an issue of durability at this point, but more of product presentation, especially when you are paying 6,000 plus, 7,000 plus yen for such a tiny figure as a Nendoroid. This cheapens the product. It makes a premium product feel a lot cheaper. It is like making a luxury car, but then you have an all plastic interior, no leather at all. Similar concept, right? So this packaging is a big downgrade in terms of being a collectible item. For example, for those of you who collect Nendoroids and you display them in their box this way, this is a better display item compared to this box, obviously. This is a lot nicer to look at. So indeed, this is a big downgrade, and I agree with you on this looking like something from AliExpress, but in a different way. Moving on to the next comment over here. From Black Scream 77, survivability in shipping is my biggest worry, especially compared to plastic. Aside from that, the new folding ability is going to save so much space if it really can neatly fold and unfold. As you can see what I did in the starting parts of this video, I tossed this box around, I dropped it, I kicked it, and the figure turns out fine. So I don't think survivability is a big concern, to be honest. I've seen so many people complain about how this box is not going to survive shipping very well, and I think that is a little bit overblown. Yeah. I don't think this is going to dent very easily unless the postman puts a 5 or 10 kilo parcel on top of a Nendoroid box, then it will cave in, it will dent obviously. But if the parcel is being tossed and thrown around, I don't think this is going to be an issue at all. And speaking of whether the box can be folded and flattened, I think the answer to your question is a big yes. You definitely can flatten this thing. Okay, so let me show you guys over here. See, we can open this up. There we go. Right, so you can open this up and flatten it. Yes, the answer to your question on whether it can be flattened is a big yes. I believe it applies to every other segment of this box over here because it looks like a piece of puzzle in my opinion. Okay, moving on to the next question by Seme Kitzuo. Would you keep the box or toss unless you already toss your boxes as a collector? Then the point is moot. But if you do keep them, would you consider it to be for this new packaging or not? From the reviews I watched, the box honestly looks like a throw-away item. I do agree. This looks disposable and it is indeed highly recyclable. From the looks of it, once again, I don't know whether this wax glossy surface is recyclable or not. I am not an expert in this regard, but it does look like something that is meant to be disposable because most figure companies, not just Good Smile Company, they expect you to display your figures instead of locking them up in boxes so that you can resell them for profit later. Or you just wanted to protect the figure thinking that you don't have to deal with dust, which is true, but at the same time, if you lock up an Nendoroid in box for years, then the figure will become sticky. That's one thing to think about as well. So indeed, I do think this box is designed for being for disposability in mind and recyclability, if that is even an actual word. Will I keep the box? For now, yes. Regardless of whether I display the figure or whether I put it back in the box. I will still keep the box for now. Okay, moving on to the next comment over here by Infamy or Death. It is funny, but all the channels I've seen reviewing the new box bought Taiga. Duh! It is the first Nendoroid released with this box. There are no others yet. Obviously, we are going to make videos on this Taiga. And I have not yet watched the videos by other YouTubers on this new Taiga box because I wanted to avoid being influenced by other YouTubers, right? I want to stick to my own views, my own subjective opinions first, then I go on and watch other people and see what their opinions are. Next comment by Carnegat99. How thick sturdy is the cardboard? Does the corners seem easily crushed? Worried about how much it can handle during shipping. As you saw earlier, I threw the box, I tossed it, no problems at all. And if I were to compare these two boxes side by side, presentation-wise, not very nice, but will it affect the durability? I don't think so, because especially with these compartments over here, this is kind of thick. I mean, look at this once again. This is kind of thick. So I don't think durability is a big concern. It feels a little bit, a little bit overblown at this point. Okay, moving on to the next one by Zexus. Best girl deserves some money, going to pay for my pre-order today. Oh, right, so you bought one yourself. Nice. Next comment here by Diamond Flame 45. A drop test request. Oops. Next comment by JP Collectibles. Is this packaging for every Nendo from now onwards? I have a few pre-orders I'm worried about. Okay, so in Good Smile's press release like a week or 2 weeks ago, they announced that this box is for 4 Nendoroids, 4 upcoming Nendoroids, and this is one of them. But they did not specify whether future releases will use this box design. There are 2 possibilities. They will proceed to use this design for all future Nendoroids, maybe until after they receive enough complaints from people or after enough unfortunate incidents happen. What I mean is theft, right? So the biggest problem with non-windowed box like this is that when the figure is being sold in an actual toy store or physical brick and mortar store, someone can open up the box and steal a single face plate like this and then put the box back on the shelf. Someone else buys the figure, they discover something is missing, they return the item to the store for a refund, and the store has to return the figure to Good Smile Company. And when enough of these incidents happen and repeat again, then Good Smile might make a U-turn and go back to this box design. Who knows, right? Moving on to the last comment on YouTube by Blackberry Cookie 7287. Without the GSC logo and the Kadokawa sticker, would you think this is a bootleg? For me personally, the answer is no. I explained it earlier. This feels like a Gashapan box, yes. But is it like a bootleg box? Not really. Because once again, bootleg boxes have inferior print quality compared to this box over here. So maybe it may look like a bootleg to other people, but to me, as an experienced collector, it doesn't feel that way. Okay, now we shall move on to the questions and comments on my Facebook page where I asked the same questions. Darius Gunn said the packaging is worse than Hasbro figure box. I'm not very familiar with Hasbro stuff. Moving on to the next comment over here by Akatsuki Lemon. Is the new box so small you can fit it up your dump truck? Well, I am straight, right? So my butthole is kind of tight and small. I don't think this will fit up my ass. Yeah. Tan Waishan asked, does the joints still have plastic, protective plastic? Yes. I mean, you saw it in my figure unboxing earlier. There are all kinds of plastic films in between every single movable or removable part. Okay, moving on to the next one, Maskun. Will it be easily scratched or damaged if the box gets thrown? Once again, I did a drop test earlier and they are exactly the same on the outside compared to this box. They feel exactly the same, including the surface texture, right? So if this is easy to scratch, then this is also easy to scratch and vice versa. Next question. Okay, this is more of a comment by Leon Lai. So far, didn't see big outrage on Japan's side on this case. Yeah, that is indeed true. I haven't seen many complaints from Japanese figure collectors, but over in over everywhere else, in China, in Hong Kong, in Taiwan, in Malaysia as well. A lot of complaints about how cheap looking this box is, which I actually do agree. So this is a difference in culture or expectations between Japanese collectors and everywhere else, right? There is a big difference. I mentioned this before in the past. Over in Japan, they don't care how poor the figure quality is, which is why Forge Japan stuff sell very well over there, even Griffon Enterprise figures, because all they want is a figure of their favorite character. Even if the figure turns out bad, if there are no other brands making the figure, they will still buy a bad figure. That's the thing. Over in China, my own observations once again, if the figure quality or the box quality is trash, there goes the resale value, and the figure is going to bargain bin, which is why a lot of figures that bargain bin in China, such as Fat Company's FGO figures or Girls Frontline figures, sometimes they still retain their value over in Japan. Best example is Miyamoto Musashi by Fat Company. That thing still goes for over 20,000 yen, 25,000 yen in Japan. In China, nobody wanted it, bargain bins like crazy. I got mine for like 800 or 900 Chinese yuan or so. Yeah, different expectations. Next question here by Sakura Cheryl. Wonder small component parts, how they pack. Like a price figure. I'm not happy with this. Will this go missing? Well, I don't think, if you buy online, I don't think you have to worry about any parts going missing unless you're buying from pre-owned figure stores. Yeah, I mean, those figures are being displayed on shelf for everyone to buy. So there is a possibility that someone will steal something from inside, and then there is a lot of trouble later on. But for something brand new, I really don't know how to answer. Theft is always a possibility with this kind of packaging. Yeah, but there we go. Not good. Not good at all. Okay, next question over here by Hafiz Fadzil. How secure is the Nendoroid inside? How tight is the item inside? Okay, so from the looks of it, the part fitting inside these cardboard boxes are kind of okay. They are not loose, they are not moving around that much. When I shake the box earlier, the only issue is, the parts are kind of very close to the periphery of the box because they tried to make the box as small as possible. Next one here, Sorata Kobayashi asked, just to see if this packaging is better than the old design, is it more plastic or more styrofoam? The answer is neither. This is more of like 80 or 90% paper, not that much plastic or styrofoam. Styrofoam is only a little bit of it over here, the material here wrapping the main Nendoroid. Next question, Lakman Hakim Asman asked, wanna know how tough and durable the new base is? Okay, I'm not sure about the durability of this thing over here. Like the main stand over here, the main support rod over here does not feel that much different from the older Nendoroids, but the base is definitely thinner. But is it so thin that it feels lower quality? No, it does not feel that way. Like it is still a fairly rigid piece of plastic. So I don't think I'll be too worried about the new base breaking too easily. Alright, moving on to the next question over here. Yuda Herawan asked, rather than asking questions, I have a suggestion. Try to film how close the alternative faceplate's nose to the box. I see it from Kayozia channel. It seems like the nose is also almost, if not already, dragged to the side of the box as it protrudes above the protection of the inner cardboard. It is extremely concerning as most Nendoroids come with multiple faceplates, and this might lead to faceplates taking damage, right? Yes, you are correct in your observations. The faceplate is protruding out from this part over here. It is protruding out and it is actually touching the side of the box as far as I can tell. But will it increase the risk of damage to the Nendoroid's face? That remains to be seen. It is definitely a downgrade compared to this Nendoroid box where you actually have like 5 millimeters of space between the Nendoroid face and the plastic and the paper in front. For this one, no, because they had to shrunk everything down. Yes, the Nendoroid's faceplate is touching the side of the box, and that is possibly not a good thing. Maybe I got lucky because I kicked the box around and tossed it around 3 times, 5 times, and the Nendoroid turns out fine. Or maybe it is because HLJ did a fabulous job packing the figure into the box over there, well protected. I think the way the seller Army, HLJ, Hobby Search, and everyone else, the way the seller packs your figure into a carton box will determine the outcome of the figure, whether it takes any damage or not during shipping. Okay, moving on to the next one over here. By Steph Orozco, do the extra unnecessary wrapping cause any scratches, damage to the Nendo itself? No. Most of it is styrofoam or plastic film, and this plastic film are super smooth or glossy. It won't scratch the figure. I don't think that is an issue. Lakman Hakim Asman once again said that don't just do drop test, place in shipping box and try to kick around to see the box dent and how it would affect the package inside. In my case, with HLJ's shipping, no problems over here. Shoujo Figure said that, hey Steven, hope your words will reach GSC. I have been trying to get in touch with them, but no response. I guess they don't give small fry any shit. I'm also a small fry. That's the bad news. I mean, I have 10,000 followers, subscribers, not 1 million. Yeah. Even if I email to Good Smile, I'm not confident if they will listen to my opinions or not. Hafiz Fadzil asked that, how secure is the Nendoroid inside? How tight is the item inside? Well, I would say relatively secure. Relatively, right? I don't see any major concerns other than the two faceplates being extremely close to the periphery of the box. Now moving on to the Nendoroid itself, a quick comment on the quality over here. The paint quality, the shading on the hair is very nice. I like it a lot. And as for the golden buttons on her uniform, it is also very precisely painted. I am not spotting any quality control issues when it comes to, the paint job of this Nendoroid. As for the other two faceplates and every other moving parts, the part fitting, right, they are neither too tight nor too loose. I don't see any issues at all. So specifically with the quality control of my copy of this Taiga figure, I am kind of pleased with it. But at the same time, this feels really expensive at 6,200 yen before any discount. I got it a little bit cheaper, of course. This feels really expensive for 6,200 yen. And for your reference, the scale figure by Chinese brand Momorosa, which I reviewed recently, that figure also goes for 6,000 yen. So as you can see right here, 6,000 yen, I think the answer is obvious, which is better value for money, right? Yeah. Which is why I haven't been collecting Nendoroids for so long, 10 years at least, because ever since Nendoroid prices went up to 5,000 yen plus, and that was so many years ago, I stopped collecting it because I thought it was no longer worth it. I would rather buy cheaper Chinese scale figures that cost the same as Nendoroids. So now that I've answered most of your questions, what is my official stance or opinion on this box? Do I like it or not? My short answer is no. But the main reason why I don't like it has nothing to do with durability. The reason why I don't like it is because of value. This box made Nendoroids an even poorer value proposition than it already is. 6,000 to 7,000 yen for a Nendoroid, which is actually a very premium and expensive collectible considering the size of this thing. Yet, Good Smile Company has went on and downgraded the box, the packaging. The second reason why I don't like this new box, this is more of a very personal sentiment, a personal opinion of mine, a very subjective one. To me, this feels like a sad excuse when it comes to trying to save the environment. Now, don't get me wrong, climate change is real, right? I am a very scientific person. However, it feels like all these big corporate companies, they are doing stuff that sounds good but does not work. It actually backfires. And let me give you guys a perfect example that does not involve anime figures. Smartphones or cameras. Nowadays, when you buy a new phone, a new iPhone, a new Samsung, no charger is included in the box, right? Because less electronic waste. Yet, they did not reduce the price of the smartphones you are buying. That is number one. Number two, when you remove the charger from a box, the smartphone sellers, right, the shops, in an attempt to make their customers happy, to encourage them to buy a new phone, they give you a free charger as a free gift when you buy a shiny new iPhone or Samsung or whatever. That free charger, it has its own packaging and box. So you are actually creating more waste instead of reducing waste. And this is what I mean by backfiring. An idea that sounds good but does not work. And when it comes to Nendoroid boxes over here, I believe a very similar thing is happening. Good Smile Company is just trying to cut costs, but they are not passing on the savings to the customer. Saving the environment is just an excuse. The next reason why I don't like this box is that there is no window, right? So you can't see the contents of the box at all. If something was stolen, you wouldn't know it until much later. If there is a quality control issue that is very obvious, such as a scratch on the faceplate, you couldn't see it, and then you need to go to Good Smile support and email them later. It is a big pain in the butt, to be honest, and I would rather not deal with that. So I will take a window box any day of the week. Now, we are done with today's video, so I hope that you found this video enjoyable or informative. And until then, if the answer is yes, please give this video a like, a thumbs up, and subscribe to this channel for more figure content as always. Until then, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you soon. Goodbye.